Skye Squad, we are back in the P, and we're back much sooner than I think any of us expected. To be honest with you, I had heard that the trailer was coming out today for the Real Housewives of Potomac season 9, but I was thinking that we weren't going to get the new season until probably like November, because y'all remember November used to be that sweet spot for both Beverly Hills and Atlanta. But as I believe that Potomac and Married to Medicine, as well as Beverly Hills, is still at that top ranking spot, I kind of feel like those are going to be the fall headliners, at least for the shows that we love to watch. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. So we're going to get into the season 9 trailer. Of course, it is not my property, so I cannot play it here. But we're going to give you some reaction. We're going to go through the storylines. We're going to talk a little bit about what happens. And the link for the trailer will be in the description of this video, wherever you may be watching or listening. So make sure you guys subscribe here on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell button and join the community. Baby, let me tell you, I need you to smack that like button, flip it, rub it down so we can get that engagement popping. With that being said, let's get into the biz nah e, baby. First things first, let's take a look at this cast photo. Let's get into all this greenery, baby. The greenery, the shrubbery, the nursery of it all as I drink my green dirt water. Do we like it? Do we love it? Do we want some more of it? I am getting into the color green, right? You know, for ages, I used to feel like an alien because when I was younger, people used to always stop me and be like, "What's wrong with your eyes?" You know, because I got the green eyes or something, you know, the green haze or something like that, depending on what kind of light you look at them. But I've grown to appreciate the color green in recent years. So I'm not mad at this as a cast photo. I mean, I do feel like there's a lot of green popping me in the eyeballs, as I almost feel like some of the ladies are covered up in so much shrubbery that they almost feel faded into the background because of the amount of greenery and shrubbery going on. But we've got the rainbow spectrum of brown and gold and brown, and I just love it. I do love it. We've got Kiarna, full-time cast member. I think we all rallied around Kiarna at the end of last season, and so we're happy to see that. I believe we the people, okay, not only Kiarna herself, but I feel like we the people expressed our excitement for Kiarna, so much so that they had no choice but to bring her on board. I think that we all found her refreshing. We found her takes interesting, funny, not over the top. I mean, I felt like she was just being herself. And I really, really, really liked that. And I think we're going to get more of the same this season. We'll talk a bit more about the storylines as we get into them. But just an overall look at the cast photo, we've got Mia center stage. A lot of people felt like Mia last season took center stage. And so I think that the network heard us, okay, definitely put her in the centerpiece with the platinum blonde hair. That is platinum, right? Y'all gonna let me know in the comment section down below because y'all know I am of the colorblind, right? So we get Mia smack dead center of the mix. Makes sense in this instance to me. Sitting beside her is Karen, looking very much the Grand Dame or Carmen Sandiego, depending on how you look at it, with this trench with the popped collar, almost giving evil villain vibes, but we all know it's Karen, so we just know that she just giving diva, right? We've got Stacy, newcomer, who is seemingly quite the mess starter based on the trailer, almost giving me I don't know, a similar vibe to almost like a Kenya Moore at a distance glance. Both beautiful women, but I don't know why she just give me that feeling at when I'm looking at this cast photo. Giselle is looking as listen, you can't hate on Giselle's looks. She always looks beautiful. And I think what you're going to see from her in this trailer is maybe a bit surprising for a lot of you guys. I am going to give you this disclaimer. I try to go into every new season with a fresh set of eyes. So I've done as much complaining as I can about last season. I'm going into this season refreshed. And that's just how I have to do it in order for me to maximize my enjoyment. I urge you to do the same, but if you cannot, I understand. Okay. Wendy also to me is center stage, not only in this photo, but also in the trailer, as the ladies will be celebrating her 40th birthday. And when we know Wendy, if you follow Wendy on Instagram, I feel like you get a better idea that Wendy is living the life. I feel like out of everybody on this cast, she is maximizing this opportunity the most, and you can see it when you see her on the gram, right? You got Ashley always looking stunning. I mean, I know how a lot of y'all feel about Ashley, but I've had the privilege of working with Ashley in real life, and the girl is cool as ish. And it may not translate as much on TV because I think her role is as an ish starter, but I mean, it is what it is for me. Okay. I understand there are two sides to her, as I believe there are two sides to many of the women you see on these reality TV shows, the women and the men. Okay. Here we have their sort of glam intro photo, which to me looks great, but at a distance, it's very difficult to tell who is who. Okay, if you're just looking at this from like back here eyes, and they done glossed over this photo with so much filter, it's such a haze over it. You almost can't tell who's who. So you got Ashley on the end, you got Wendy, Dr. Wendy, then you got Giselle beside Dr. Wendy. I mean, probably a tribute to their newfound friendship because you're gonna see them buddy buddy all up and through the trailer. Karen takes center stage here. Beside her is Mia with her platinum locks. And then you have Stacy, and then you have our homegirl Kiana. Okay. So let's get into the release date. We will be getting this new season on October the 6th, y'all. And I'm so glad it ain't before then because my trip to Bali is the 21st through the 1st. So October the 6th is on a Sunday. So finally, y'all, we will have something to watch on Sunday nights because y'all know we've been missing Sunday nights since about April. Okay. Um, Next, all I needed it when y'all tell me Married to Medicine is popping up next month in November, because that's what I believe is coming. Okay. We about to be really back in business, and I'm gonna be working overtime. Okay. So that's the date. So it is actually a lot sooner than I would have expected. Usually they give you about a month of before a trailer, and so this kind of like short time frame is very interesting to me, but I'm not mad at it at all. Okay, not mad at it at all. Let's get into the actual trailer of it all. I want to really get into really what we're going to be getting. Oh, let's take a look at each of the individuals real quick. We've got Wendy and Giselle, the new dynamic duo. Okay, trust and believe. When we go through the trailer, you'll understand what I'm saying. Again, both looking delightful, delectable. We've got Mia, and we have, I think you guys also spoke her back into existence. Okay. We've got the BFF Jacqueline back in the mix. Hopefully, they are not fighting this season. Um, let's just see what it brings. I've always liked Jacqueline. To be quite honest with you, I've had the privilege of meeting both of them prior to all of this, and I like both of these ladies. Um, Mia is also someone who, when you meet her, is as cool as you see her on the show, and she gives you one energy, but you meet her in real life, and she just is. She's cool. She's chill. She's like down to earth, relaxed. Like, yeah, I mean, I look good, but it ain't like overly so. Karen and Ashley both back in the mix. Okay. And then we've got our new ladies right here. We've got Stacy, we've got Jazzy, who is going to be a friend of, as well as Jacqueline. And then, of course, we have Kiana. All right. So now that we've got our cast and we've sort of gone through the looks, let's really talk about the actual show in and of itself, according to People Magazine. Okay. So what People does is they take us back to when Bravo made international headlines in 2009, when the then married pair, Mikhail and Tariq Salahi, two of the stars of the Real Housewives of DC, allegedly crashed the President Barack Obama's first White House state dinner while cameras were rolling on the show's first and only season, which was a mistake in my opinion. They should have continued with that show. Now, nearly 15 years later, the network returns to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, this time as invited guests of Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre for season 9 of Potomac. Because in this trailer, what you will see is she makes an appearance, all right? And it says, "Welcome to the White House," is what she tells Dr. Wendy Acefo as they sit down for an episode of the Dr. Wendy Show, which is back in business. Now, apparently, that's just one of the many surprises in store for this new season. All right. Now, we've got all the housewives who are back. We talked about that with the addition of Stacey Rouge and Jazzy Rideau as a friend, right? Now, the new dynamics are definitely forming. You're going to see the surprising bond between Giselle and Wendy, which, let's just get it out of the way right now. We needed this to happen. If it did not happen, we were all going to be going back into a new season, just as angry and mad as they are or were. Okay? Because you will hear Giselle say, "I love where we are," all right, as Wendy celebrates her 40th birthday. And Wendy says, "We have come a long way. We were in HE double hockey sticks. This is a symbol of how I want my 40th birthday to be. Loving those who love on you, no hard feelings." Now, the teaser says, "But when one door opens, another one closes," because Wendy appears to fall out with Karen after hearing that Karen allegedly calls her self-absorbed behind her back. This is told to the group by Stacey Rouge, the new cast member, right? Now, in a tearful sit down, you have Wendy telling Karen, "I have always held you down, off camera and on camera, and I would not have expected that from you." So we're going to see some tests with that friendship. My guess is that they work it out based on social media and seeing them pictured together at the White House. I believe I saw that on Instagram recently. So I kind of feel like they're going to work that out. Now, Karen and Mia are still at it, okay? Because Mia is calling her, or seemingly calling her, a bitter old bitch. And then later, when she hears that Karen told others that Mia was really not Potomac, Mia asks, "Well, is it Potomac to be drunk and crash your car into some trees?" Referring to Karen's DUI and DWI from her car crash in March. Now, to that, Karen says, as she recounts the story, she says, "I could have died," before Ashley points out, "or taken the life of someone else." Now, the DUI story is a story that we have seen playing out currently on the Real Housewives of Orange County. And I'm going to be interested to see how the two differ. Because, as you know, Shannon on the Real Housewives of Orange County also got the DUI, and she did crash into somebody's house. Okay, remember that. All right, so I'm gonna be interested to see how those stories differ and how the cast responds and who is actually there for Karen as she goes through this, besides presumably Dr. Wendy. Now, it says not everyone is as hostile towards Karen. However, as she shows up at court, Giselle is shown gathering the girls in a prayer circle and says, Lord, in the name of Jesus, wrap your arms around Karen, which I did think was nice because I do listen. There's no excuse for a DUI. There isn't. But I also, I've also told you that I've had friends who have had them. I've had to be there for my friends. And what you do is you just try your hardest as a friend to provide a safe space to land. I've also told you about my own story of, leaving an event, leaving my friend's house from an event, having drank too much, making it to my home. This was years ago, okay? And then hitting someone's car, then driving a block away from my house, falling asleep, and then having to walk back up, leave them a note on their car and let them know, hey, here's my information. This is what happened. And, just having to do the right thing. And you learn a valuable lesson. This is why I tried my hardest, like, even as I judge a little bit, for what we see on these shows. I also have learned, especially as I've gotten older, that you try to give as much grace as possible because you just never know where life is going to take you. And you also have to look back at your own life and look at your own mess sometimes and recognize that somebody else is just right now going through what you'd already been through. Okay. So I just say all that to say, as I speak about this, I am going to try to offer some grace with the realistic expectation that she's going to be better from this as she continues to grow from it, right? Now, let's get to Mia, okay? Now, we still going to see what's going on with her and Gordon, which, to be honest with you, I'm excited about because a lot of times on these shows when the husband and the wife get divorced, we don't see nothing else about the husband. So I want to see what happened with them, right? Now, while I have met Mia, I've never met Gordon. Heard a lot about him, but have not met him. But apparently he shows up to confront, Mia's new man, Ink, who claims that he is the father of Mia and Gordon's 8-year-old son, Jeremiah. Okay. And Gordon is like, F it, I ain't okay with that. And then he storms off and he says, you guys have fun. Okay. So we're gonna have to find out what happens with that. Now, that's some stuff right there that I'm like, this right here this right here is deep. So here are the official descriptions for what's to come for each of the housewives, right? All right. So I'm going to try to go photo by photo so we can be accurate with the descriptions as I read them. All right. Let's get to Karen. All right. So the description for Karen reads as thus. The aftermath of the car accident and DUI charge is taking its toll on Karen Huger and her family as she tries to pick up the pieces. The ladies want the 411, but getting the full story proves to be a challenge because y'all know Karen, love her, but she can talk a little in circles. I mean, she kind of has like a Phaedra energy with that, which also makes her fun to watch, in my opinion. Because it's like, you trying to catch Karen? Nope, not today. She done slipped right through your fingers. Okay. Let's get into the next lady that we are having a description for, and that is Giselle to the Bryant, which reads, Giselle is thriving as she focuses on dating and building out the newly rebranded GNA Fusion, a wellness initiative in memory of her late father. After an emotional roller coaster year, she's decided to mend some of her fractured relationships in the group, but the way she goes about it defies expectations. Let's call a thing here. If she didn't, the show it was going to just be as it was going to be as stale as last year felt. And she needed to do this because we needed progression. And so hopefully this progression provides us with some much needed refreshing action, excitement, new drama, and new fun. Like the show needs to feel fun. You know, next on the list is Ashley Darby. It says she's not playing any more games as she forges full steam ahead to get a divorce. She's throwing herself into the dating pool while balancing single motherhood, co-ownership of GNA, and having lots of fun along the way. All I got to say is, girl, go and get this divorce. Like, I mean, we've been talking about it long enough. I just don't like it. It's either gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. What we doing? What we doing, Bipes? Let's get it over with. Okay, you know, like let's just get the thing popping. All right, then it says Wendy is retiring her professor hats, but she's still Dr. Asefo in these Potomac streets, and she's headed to the White House. As she prepares to enter the 40 club, Wendy is letting loose like never before and living her best life. Then we get to the Mia. It says here, Mia Thornton's life is what you call complicated. She's in the process of getting a divorce from Gordon, while her relationship with her new man, radio personality Inc., is hotter than ever. If that wasn't enough, the ladies are questioning some of her actions, making it hard for her to know whom to trust in the group. Now, let's get to Stacy. Okay, Stacy is here on the left. So it says for Stacy, she has entered Potomac and she's causing lots of chatter. She's a former QVC host and a mother of an 8-year-old daughter who, after 16 years of marriage, is divorcing her husband. As she enters this new phase in her life, she is struggling with the decision to date again and navigating a romantic relationship with her best friend, who is choosing celibacy over intimacy. So this storyline is a bit confusing to me. So I'm going to have to watch to see how this plays out. When you see it on camera, you're going to understand why it's confusing, but we'll just have to follow along and see. All right. Kiana is trying to put the past behind her, but some wounds take longer to heal than others, i.e., she and Ashley, I think, are still arguing about what happened with Ashley's friend Deborah and the altercation that ended up sending Kiana to the hospital. So while Kiana works on building her relationship with the women, her plate is full. She's running her business and launching a new skincare line. At the same time, she's moving in with her man Gregory, but things become challenging when his expectations are met. Now, it says Season 9 of The Real Housewives of Potomac premieres Sunday, October 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Bravo. Previous episodes can be streamed on Peacock. Bravo, I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and send me them screeners. Give me access to them screeners so we can really get this thing popping. But for right now, that's the tea on the new season of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Let me know if you guys are excited about it. I am. I'm trying to go into it with a set of fresh eyes. And so we'll see how things pan out with that. And we'll see how much fun it really, really is. Okay? Because when it becomes not fun, then I'm out. All right? With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video.